Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
It is so fun to see you all, and I have missed you. And I just appreciate you guys giving me this opportunity to talk through what commencement will look like for this very, very special class, the class of 2020. And it's 5 o'clock, and I know that because I can hear that beautiful sound of the bells chiming. And so I want to be respectful of everyone's time and go ahead and get started. But what I would like to do is go over a few things about how it will work for this very special celebration. But then I also want to hear from you all and see what questions you have, and we'll try to answer them. And so does everyone know how to use the chat feature down below? If you want to click on that and type your questions in there, we will get to those after I kind of just explain the weekend. But also the format that we're in, if you want to just ask your question to me, just let me know, and I'll call on you and you can unmute and just we can have a fun little conversation tonight. So I'm looking forward to it. And I just miss you all, and I miss your graduates, and we're just excited to be able to celebrate with them this May. So what I'm going to do is kind of, commencement at Sewanee is not, commencement's not unique on a college campus, but at Sewanee, there just are some little quirky things that we do, and just different things that we do here as far as viewing the ceremony and things like that. And so sometimes it's hard to describe on a website or in a email that I send or a letter. So this is going to be a fun way to hear from you and to explain it, where I can just dive in deeply. So what I would like to do is I'm going to first start with things that you need to know, and then things that I think you would want to know. And I need to let you know, I guess, that we are recording this because I know some people that signed up aren't able to come, and I want to share it out afterwards, all this information. But speaking of sharing, I'm going to share my screen so that a lot of this will make sense to you all. Let me see here. Okay. So first, the things you need to know. Obviously, the date, and I hope you guys all know that. It's May 14th and 15th. And when I say 14th and 15th, we have a baccalaureate service on the 14th, and commencement will be on the 15th. So that's a Saturday, Sunday. The next thing I wanted you all to know is all the communication we will do directly with you all. We will also communicate with your graduates, but we've just found over the years it works better for us to directly communicate with you. So we'll send you updates between now and then by email. I think you've gotten information about this, but the official university announcements, you can purchase those if you would like. You may have done it 2 years ago, but if not, those are still available. They are the official ones that are approved by the Vice Chancellor's office. They have the really nice pearlized embossed seal on the front. And so anyway, if you would like those, you can purchase those, and we'll send them to you. And they're printed right here on campus, and we can take orders even after the fact. Some people like to just send them afterwards, but just wanted you all to know that. And all of this information, and I'll do this in the follow-up, is we call it Commencement Central website, and there are links to all these things there. I mentioned that there's a baccalaureate service on Saturday, and it is in All Saints Chapel, and it is more of a church service than commencement. So there's hymns and prayers, but that's also where we hear from who might be considered the commencement speaker, and also all the awards are announced at that service. So that's what Saturday is. And one thing I usually forget to say is your graduate processes in to that service, so that you don't have to figure out where you're going to meet and go sit together. They will process in as a class. The time for both commencement and baccalaureate is 10 o'clock in the morning, and that just makes it easy to keep them the same. So you know both events are at 10 a.m. The location is also All Saints Chapel for commencement. Now, the class size, typically for this class, it's about 400 and so people, and the chapel without additional chairs only holds about 800. And so we feel like all of the really kind of important events happen in All Saints Chapel. They sign the honor code there. You know, that's where they gather if there's some event on campus that need to be together. They get gowned there. So, and commencement is obviously a significant event, and so we feel strongly that that's held in All Saints Chapel. And but we realize that it limits us on the size of the number of people that can go in. And so what we have done is we set up the quad, and I'm going to show you a picture where all the guests get to sit. So we are not, when I said we limit you in All Saints Chapel, we do not limit the number of guests that can come now with this version, because the quad, we set it up to hold about 3,000 people. And we have huge, like you might see at this big concert, big jumbotrons, and there's a stage out there on the quad. And while so far it doesn't sound like it's very intimate, but you are going to get to see your graduate actually go up on the stage, and I'll explain that in a minute. But just know that you'll be able to have every seat on the quad is awesome because of those big jumbotrons. The sound is fantastic, and there's room for everybody. Now, what you will want to know is a lot of people say, oh my gosh, you know, I need the cap and gown for graduation. Well, the gown that they graduate in is the gown that they currently have earned. And now all of your students, graduates obviously have their gown, but typically if you haven't earned it, you get it, you do earn it after you comp. But anyway, it's that very gown that they've had all along. And then Sewanee does not graduate in caps. So you guys are set there. The other thing you're going to want to know is there is an all-campus celebration party on Saturday, and that is from 7 to 9. And we have a live band and food and a bar, and it's from 7 to 9. And at 9 o'clock, we have fireworks. And so it's really, really a fun event. And, you know, it's a good chance to see professors too that your graduate may not have had a chance to say goodbye to. Coaches come to it. It's just really, really celebratory. And so I hope that if you are planning a graduation party, that you will try to avoid that 7 to 9 time frame on Saturday, because really I mean, I sound like I'm having to sell it to you, but people really come to this party. It's really, really fun. And so I know you would want to know that. The other thing is there is a lunch after the graduation ceremony. It is a picnic lunch, and it's immediately following. It's really a great way to say goodbye to everybody and take all those family photos and photos with friends. But that's just convenient for you as well, because after commencement, it'll just be nice to be able to go to this lunch. The next thing you want to know is the rehearsal, and there we do communicate with your students and go over all this kind of stuff with them. We tie it into the day that we do the senior picture, and if I mean, you all realize we didn't get to do the senior picture with them, so we're gonna yeah, okay, I'm getting confused because your people are not here. So we will, I don't know how, I'm sorry, I don't know how we're going to rehearse with them, but we will share as much information with them as we can. But I do want you all to know we're going to recreate the senior picture so that that they'll have one, because we missed it. The offsite viewing, this is just for your information. Like I said, there will be plenty of room on the quad for as many people, guests, as you want to bring. But if for some reason it's maybe misting rain or very, very hot, we will live stream the whole service in Gary Auditorium. And so maybe, you know, the great grandmother may want to go sit in there where it's air conditioned. And, you know, it's easy access to a restroom. So anyway, just know there will be a place to go inside and watch the ceremony. This is the thing I always want to make sure the families know about, but this is one of the best traditions I think Sewanee has. And after the ceremony, the professors process back out of All Saints Chapel, and they come out before all the graduates, and they come out of All Saints and turn on University parallel with University Avenue, and they line that sidewalk there. And then when the graduates leave the chapel, they are walking through this sort of tunnel of applause and just celebration. I mean, the professors just are so proud of their graduates. They know how hard they've worked, and it's just, to me, it's the tearjerker moment. I just can never watch that. You'll just see, a student will spot one of their professors and run up and give them a hug. It's just really special, and they clap the entire time. They don't ever stop. So when the ceremony's over, if you want to catch that, just kind of walk towards University Avenue, and you'll be able to see how that special thing happens. And then during commencement, there's no graduation speaker. I think I mentioned that we actually have that speaker during baccalaureate. So for the rain, you're sitting out on the quad and you're probably wondering, oh no, what if it rains? Well, we kind of do it rain or shine, unless it's very, 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 very severe extreme weather. And then we do have a plan for that. But if it is just kind of raining and wet, we'll help you out with a poncho or two, but we really kind of hold it rain or shine. So just be prepared for that, just in case. And then waiting in line, the only reason I put this on here, and I don't want to confuse you, but you will receive 2 tickets. And that is only if we have that extreme weather plan. Then we have enough seats in Gary Auditorium for 2, and maybe, depending on how many people come back, maybe a few more. But we would move with our extreme weather plan into Gary Auditorium. But outside of that, there is no need to wait in line. In previous years, we've had people get there real early to get a seat that's really close. But like I said, there is not a bad seat in the house. And probably the closest, most middle seat is in the direct sun. And so, you might think you're getting the good seat, but they're all really good seats. They're all really good seats. And then I get a lot of questions every year about what to wear. And, of course, we don't care, but I know people want to know what most people wear. And I guess it's kind of like what you would wear to church, coat and tie. Once we've moved to this quad setup, people are a little more casual, just because if you don't probably want to wear big high heels because you'll be in the grass that, sometimes isn't level. But anyway, just what we've been saying is just dress for the weather. If it's going to be really hot, it might be cold. You never know in Sewanee, but people do sort of dress up a little bit. Okay. Now I want to sort of explain to you this whole quad thing and how I promised you are going to feel like you're there with your student. But this is University Avenue right there. And this is the section of the quad that we set up with chairs. And believe it or not, we get about 3,000 seats in there. Right here on the side of All Saints is a big, massive stage. And so the students, the graduates in your case, like I said, will be inside All Saints while everybody else is out here on the quad. And they will process in down this sidewalk and into All Saints Chapel. And it's just really kind of special because it's last time they'll kind of be together as a class in that way. And so they're in there and the professors are in there, but all the guests are out here. And so all the service takes place in there, and you'll be able to see it on these big screens. When it comes time for them to get their diploma, and I know they already have theirs, so we're going to do something special for them, but they will leave the chapel, and they always did this before. They left the chapel and actually walked around and got an order and came back in. So this leaving the chapel thing isn't that weird for Sewanee, because we used to do it. But now they will walk out of the chapel right here, and they'll go up the stage and get their diploma, and the handshake moment happens. And we'll actually have a photographer capturing all that for you. And then they'll walk down and they'll go back in All Saints until all the names are called. So you will actually get to see that whole segment of the ceremony, because you'll be here and they'll be right here. This is just another kind of overview of this is University Avenue down this way, but they'll walk out this way. This is the chapel over here to the left. And then this last slide, I just wanted to show you, here's the quad way up here, and there's All Saints. And then the picnic that I mentioned that is a really fun way to kind of cap off everything. It's just, you just would walk through here and it's back in here. So the chapel, and here's McClurg, so it's just kind of behind here. And there's the picture I hope we'll get. Okay, I know that was a lot. I see some things in the chat. I think I'll go over that, and then if anybody wants to ask additional questions, you can. Is the quad for Saturday and Sunday? And so the quad is set up for Saturday as well as Sunday, but some people choose to watch it out there. It will be live streamed out there on the quad, but for some reason, we're able to fit in the chapel on baccalaureate. I think maybe not as many people, like not all the family goes to it, just some. So, but to answer the question, yes, the quad will be available both days, but you can go in the chapel on Saturday. The lunch after the ceremony is on Sunday. McClurg will offer a lunch after baccalaureate, and it's inside, and it's, you know, it's their catering division does it. It's really nice, and it is kind of a convenient thing to do. So you'll have lunch options both days. Okay, I guess I kept saying commencement, and I do mean commencement in the form of the service. So baccalaureate and commencement, but it is commencement weekend. I'm sorry for that confusion. Okay, I see I'm getting some help with my questions over here. Thank you for that. And there's an online link to it. So that's a very good question I forgot to mention. But yeah, if you have family members who aren't able to be here, or you want to sit in the shade across the street, you can watch the whole commencement ceremony on online. So we'll have a link to that, and you'll be able to share it ahead. We'll give it to you ahead of time. Any idea of how many will return? I love that question. So you guys, we have discussed this, how to best serve this class in so many ways, and we want them to get what they deserve, and we have just really, you know, for fear of not doing them justice, we've been really trying to think of all possibilities. We've talked to peer colleges, but we actually have surveyed the students several times, and we asked how many are coming, and of the students that replied to the survey, 93% say they're coming back. And then when I reached out to the parents, about 85% of the parents have told us that they will come back. And I was able to ask the parents, how many guests do you think are going to come? And that's trending about 5 guests per graduate. And on a normal commencement, we usually have about 7. So we expect a really good crowd. And my peers at Center and Washington and Lee have already had their delayed 2020 celebration, and they were shocked at how many people came back. So I think with all those things that we know, we're really expecting to have a really good crowd, and I hope we do. Okay, so the diploma part of the whole ceremony happens on that stage. Somebody asked, does it happen inside All Saints or on the stage? But it's outside. And no, we don't do the bringing somebody up on stage with them now that we've moved out to the quad. Some of you may not know, but in the past, when we couldn't fit in the chapel, one of the options was the graduate could have some people walk in and view that whole scene, but you'll be sitting right there and able to see it. So, oh, good question. How long does the ceremony last? It lasts about an hour and a half. That's probably long. I'd say an hour and 20 minutes, but plan for an hour and a half, I guess. Will there be a welcome cocktail party as in the past? Yes, we've moved that to Saturday. It used to be on Wednesday, is what this parent I know has had several graduates. But we've moved it to Saturday, the night before commencement, and it's super fun. And I hope you will tell everybody how fun that party is. we moved it to Saturday, and I know y'all don't care, but I loved it because more people were in town, and it just really seemed like more of a celebration with we added fireworks. It's really fun. I think I went through all the questions in the chat. Who else has something? Don't be shy. How do y'all feel about it? Are y'all excited? Yay! I can tell you are. Okay. Oh, accommodations. Yes. Are y'all running into trouble like most commencements do? One thing, all I can say is if you're running into trouble with finding a place to stay, is just email our office. A lot of people will let us know when they have had a cancellation at their house or their little cottage that they rent. Also, other parents will say, I've been stuck with, I can't come anymore and I'm stuck with this rental. So we learn of availability during the time, but we try to match you up as best we can. Yes, you can only come on Sunday. That's great if they can only be here on Sunday. Oh, I knew you'd ask me the speaker, and I know it, and I didn't get prepared for tonight. They already kind of had a speaker, you know, when we had to do it virtually. And it's not that same speaker. I'll put that in my follow-up. You've stumped me. We will likely do the senior picture on Sunday, just so that, you know, if there's a chance that some people are not in town till then, we'll do that on Sunday. But I don't know that we will hold a rehearsal. I'll follow up with that as well. What about masks and vaccinations? So right now, currently, the only kind of restriction in place is we're wearing masks inside. So unless that changes, and you know, we'll update you on whatever the latest is at the time. Baccalaureate's a little bit shorter than commencement, but not much. They're both over an hour. Yes, they wear their gowns to both services. Oh, I love that question because I've never had it before. Goody. Well, y'all all have my email address, and just ask away if there's something that you didn't think of right now or comes up later. But anyway, we'll keep you posted on numbers and how many people are coming. But I will say that this class, the class of 2020, their Vice Chancellor, John McCardle, is so looking forward to being with them all again. And he is committed to making this as special as it can be. So I just want you all to know that. All right. Well, like I said, I've missed y'all. It's so fun to see you all, and we will see you in a few months. We can't wait. Bye-bye.